All right, hello. All right, today we've got A to Z. We're gonna have a different exercise for each letter of the alphabet. Actually, on some of them, I actually couldn't decide, so you might be doing more than one on a certain letter. But I wanna try to keep this under 45 minutes, so that's my goal. I'm just looking at the clock now, so I will do my best to keep it under 45 minutes. Hopefully it'll be closer to 30, but we'll see how it goes. So of course we want to start our warm-up. You can do it with your little rope if you have one, or a towel, or you don't even need anything. I'm just going to do 3 of everything today because I don't want to spend a lot of time on the warm-up. I want to get us going. What do you need? You need your little rope if you have one. You need some water, and then a set of dumbbells, and then we are gonna be going down on the floor, so if you need a mat or something to make you more comfortable, you can. I am just doing 1 set of weights just to make this quick to go through it. If you wanna have lighter or heavier, I will let you know what we're gonna do before we start doing it, so if you need to grab lighter ones or whatever. But just in the interest of making this quick, I'm just sticking with 8 pounds is what I'm doing. So, okay, so we're gonna start with a warm up. So you're just gonna mirror me. We're gonna step forward and reach up. And again, we're doing everything 3 times. That's 2 and 3. Switch to the other side. 1, 2. Nice bend in that front knee. 3. Bow to the king. Take it down. Nice hamstring on that left leg. 2, 3. Make sure you always come all the way back up to standing. And remember, we don't want the smiley face and the rope right now. We want it nice and taut. Okay, and now we're gonna step out to the right and lean to the left. 2 and 3. Other side. 1, 2, 3. And we're gonna cross it over. 1. Make sure you're getting your hips and trunk into the game. And 1, 2, and 3. Good. Next is our L feet. So we're going to come around the corner. 1, 2, 3. Other side. And 1, 2, 3. And then we've got our T feet. So come around. 1, 2. Remember, try to have your eyes on the middle of that knot when you're doing your rotations. Try not to just look at the computer or whatever screen you're looking at. Okay, all right, so our warm-up's done. All right, so we're doing everything for 40 seconds today. So we're gonna get the timer. The first thing we're gonna be doing is an Arnold press. So we will be going over the head. So if you have shoulder issues and you wanna go a little bit lighter, be my guest. All right, so Arnold press. So you're gonna start here and press up to the sky. So palms face behind you, palms face in front of you. Sometimes you can do the Arnold press with a bicep curl, but I have some bicep curls coming at you a little bit later. All right, and if your shoulders are really bothering you today, you could just do bicep curls right now. So, and just to remind you, bicep curls is this one here, right? So press up. You want to try to get full extension of the elbows if you can. If your back's bothering you, sitting down can always make it a little less stressful. All right, next is bridge. So we're going to come down onto the floor. I'm going to give you a second to come on down. And we're actually going to do a couple exercises down here on the floor so you're not bebopping up and down. All right, so get down on the floor. You can grab those weights and put them on your hips. And we're just lifting up and down. So go ahead, we're gonna start that timer and bring it up and down. So we're working the back side here. Be looking straight up at the ceiling. You don't need to look at your screen. Up and down. Next, we will be doing a chest press next. So if you need to adjust, hopefully your weights are near you. This is why I'm just sticking to the same. I'll still get a good workout, 40 seconds. We're doing enough reps to get it done. All right, good job. All right. So you can have your palms face your feet, or if you have shoulder issues, have your palms face each other. It's a little less stressful on the shoulders. And we're gonna go up and down. Remember, if you wanna add a little more core to the picture, you can go ahead and lift your feet up off the ground. You have to use your core to stabilize yourself so you don't go down. You can always go alternating right and left. Today I really want to get a nice amount of reps, so I'm doing both at the same time. Remember, you can always put a little music on in the background. YouTube doesn't like me playing my music, and some of you may not like listening to my music either, so that's why I go silent. All right, so you're gonna put it down. Dead bugs are next. So both hands are to the sky, shins are nice and parallel to the ground, and you're gonna alternate, reaching back and bringing that foot down. Nice extension through here. Remember, the lower you get that heel to the floor, the more you're working your core. Love how it rhymes, right? All right. And I'm actually adding a second letter D, but it will be standing. So we will be standing up next. Nice big reach. Good job. All right. Put a little pause on that so it gives you a little time to get up to standing. You're gonna grab your weights. Just a reminder, we're doing the Romanian deadlift, so you're gonna be bringing it back. Nice flat back, and make sure you stand all the way up. Don't do the whoop-de-doo of the back bend. All right. And you can have a little bend in those knees, especially if you have tight hamstrings. Don't wanna stress out that back. And you're coming straight down and back up, okay? And again, make sure that you don't have your neck crooked, trying to look at the screen. You want to keep that spine, the cervical spine and the thoracic spine in alignment. So down and up. Next, we're going to be doing endurance. What that's going to mean for us today is we're going to do 4 cardios in a row. So 40 seconds, 4 times, that's 160 seconds, right? Basic math. So, all right, so go ahead and put your weights down. Make sure they're not anywhere around. If you need to grab a sip of water before we get into our 160 seconds here. I'm going to mix it up, do 4 different things. But if you just want to jog in place, we're going to have a little break in between. So whatever you want to do. I'm going to start off with jogging. If your knees are cranky today and you just need to march, you can do that. I just want to see your arms moving. I know I can't really see you, but you understand what I mean, right? If I was standing in front of you, you know, I'd be telling you, come on, move it, move it, move it, right? It's a little warm in here today, so you will see me getting a little sweaty by the end. I have a great big fan in here, but if I turn it on, all you're gonna hear is a hum of the fan, and I feel like that would be irritating, so. All right, so you're still moving, right? Okay. Hopefully you didn't go and put the load from the washer into the dryer during the cardio portion because you don't feel like doing cardio. Right? I know the tricks. All right, next is gonna be a jumping jack. You can do that half jack if you'd like. You can do full jack arms, or you can do the whole thing. Again, if your shoulders are cranky today and you just want to keep doing that jogging in place, or I know some of you can't stand to do jumping jacks for whatever reason. But remember, you can always do it. You can get just as good cardio bebopping back and forth. Or you can get the whole, or you can go ahead and kick it. At Great Institute, they have a thing where they have figured out it's something like, I don't know, 100,000 ways to do a jumping jack. Because you could go forward and back, you could twist. It's like kind of a cute little video. All right, so that was 2. All right, I'm gonna do skaters next. I know some of you aren't a big fan of the skaters, but some sort of lateral movement, so you can just hang out here if you want, or if you want to to dive down deep, you can do that too. Just, I always like to have you move side to side because it's very functional. All right. Side to side. And you can always make it more intense by really diving down. Whatever you'd like to do. All right, next I'm gonna do knee-ups, a little less impact. Let's do single, single, double just to mix it up. If you just wanna stick to singles, that's cool. And so single, single, double knee. Make sure you're getting those arms up and down. You don't want those arms going up and down, just do your legs a little quicker. So you'd be like one, bum, 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 right? Because anytime you bring your hands overhead, you're gonna get that heart rate up a lot quicker than with your hands down. Keep breathing. All right. So this is good. We get the blood pumping in the middle. There's not a ton of cardio in today's workout. All right, go ahead, grab water if you need it. We are moving into a front raise. So while you're taking your swig, just to remind you, front raise is shoulder heavy. You just want to come up to shoulder height. You don't need to be coming way up here. And I find alternating is a little nicer on the shoulders. If you really want to kind of work the shoulders, you can certainly go up that way. All right, so grab your weights. We're back at it. I'm gonna try to have a little less pause in between. I just thought with you doing the cardio, you need a little bit of a break. All right, so we're up to the letter F. Looks like we're 10 minutes into it, so we're not doing too bad. All right, and I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you for watching. And you should thank yourself for watching. Hopefully you're watching and doing, not just watching. I don't know why anybody would want to watch this without doing it. That would be a very boring show. So, but we're working the shoulders, right? Okay. All right, weights go down, keep them out of your way. We're doing gate openers. So we're bringing it up and around. If you need to be near a wall or whatever. Again, this isn't a balance challenge. So it's more about getting those hip flexors and those hips, front and back of the hip. So if you're worried about being all over the place, go ahead, put your hand out. Nobody's watching. I care more about this, right? Some nice movement. The head of that femur just really moving around that socket, that ball and socket. So if you think about it, the shoulder joint is similar to the hip joint in what it does, right? Okay, little breather. All right, and we're back at it on the other side. And you may find that there's one side that, whoo, you're nice and open, and other one's like, right? Yep, we are not perfectly symmetrical. This one's such a great stretch. You know, if you sit for a long time, like if you do a long car ride, this is a great one. And it's just so healthy for that area. Alrighty. Okay, next is going to be heel lifts. So you're going to be grabbing those weights, and we're just coming up onto our toes. So you're just going to come up and down, up and down. And if you can kind of hold it for a split second, so, you know, I don't want you going boop, 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 right? I want a nice contraction up and down. If you have multiple weights, you should have the heaviest thing you got in your hands right now, because you want to make those calves work, right? This is also good for balance, good for your ankles. So It's just good for you. And you don't see a lot of people doing these in the gym unless they're a true, you know, heavy-duty bodybuilder. But it gives you a little bit of a cardio break, but it's important to keep those muscles strong in the lower leg. Okay, next is our isolated bicep curl. So I don't have a chair out here today, but if you have one in the room, you may want to sit down. So this is the one where you put the back of your elbow into your knee and go ahead and do it that way. So I'm just gonna put my foot on the step. So the idea is you're just isolating the head of the bicep, all right? I am in horrible form. So if you, actually, you know, I'm gonna take it down here, all right? I don't wanna show you bad form. So you can take yourself down onto the floor, or like I said, if you have a chair, you can do that. We are doing full range. I know sometimes I've had you, if you've ever worked with me, just a little pulse here, but today we're doing full range, but we are isolating the back of that elbow. And what that does is it kind of fires up the front. Nice full range. I like doing these on a stability ball. So if you have one of those nearby, I mean I do too, but I'm trying to show that this workout can be kind of done very basic, just with a mat and your dumbbells. I don't want to get all crazy because not everybody has that equipment at home, right? So, all right, so now we're gonna go ahead and switch to the other side. Again, make sure the back of that elbow is there, and we're going full range. So this was the letter I. And we're moving into J next. So we're going to do two different things. We are going to do jumping jacks and jog in place again. Or if you want to do jump rope, that's a J too. Or if you want to do whatever you want, we're going to throw in some more cardio. So the weights go down. All right. So it looks like we're around 15 minutes into this super fun workout, right? Just trying to give you some variety. I know I've done different weird themes and stuff. All right, so jumping jacks again. You know what, I'm gonna do jump rope because I know some of you totally can't stand doing jumping jacks. So remember, you can just be here, you can be skippy, or you can be jumping, right? But you want that little circle of the arms. So, you know, doing some of this stuff, it's coordination. It's that body-mind connection. So I don't want you to be going like, you know, whack-a-doodle, try to keep it up. Brady. All right. So you can do jumping jacks if you want. I'm just gonna jog in place. All right, and 3, 2, 1. Here we go. All right. So next we're moving into the letter K, and that is going to be our kneeling lean backs. So that's where you know you're in a high kneeling position, and you have that weight kind of in front of you. I'm sorry, little fur ball here. It is getting warm in here. I'm gonna have to move my fan a little closer. I got a quiet one over here. All right, grab water if you need it. All right, I'm gonna give you a split second to get down. Somebody made a comment on one of my other ones that I didn't give you enough time to get to the floor. All right, so remember, this you're gonna keep in a nice straight line, so none of this. Don't go back so far that you have to kind of go like that. So you just nice straight line, okay? And I'm gonna turn myself so I have good form. I think I'm back up from my knees here. Okay, so everybody's nice and tall. The weight can be here, can be here. I've seen it both multiple ways. Some of you even hold it up here. I think it's a little bit more of a challenge. But again, make sure you're staying that nice straight back. All right. Next we're going to be doing lat flies. So we're going to have to get back up again, right? So nothing wrong with that. Getting up and down. So, oh. Alrighty. Keep tall. Don't get, all right. So I'm just gonna stand right up. I'm gonna grab my weight. Okay, remember, knees are bent, elbows are bent, and it's all about squeezing those shoulder blades together, right? You've heard me say this a bazillion times. Make sure you can see those weights in your periphery. So none of this wackadoodle thing, right? All about those shoulder blades. You should be looking at the floor at this point. You don't need to look at me. You know how to do it. You know how to do it right. Just do it. Okay. The next one's going to be that pretend med ball throwdown. So all we have to do is put our weights down and just start whipping it down. Great. Okay, so we're just going to put the weights down right there. Get ourselves ready to throw that ball down and whip it. Good. Make sure you're bending your knees. Sometimes I see people go like this, right? It's not cardio, right? Again, if your shoulders are not happy with this, you can just hold them here and kind of do. If your knees aren't happy with this, then just do more of this. If both your shoulders and your knees don't like this, go march or jog in place or something to get, we're bringing that heart rate up again, right? Okay. All right, keep it going. Good job. All right, this is a narrow stance squat, so hopefully you kept those weights really close. All right, so the letter N is basically in the middle of the alphabet, so we're coming down, up and down. So this is our halfway point, and I'm at 20 minutes, so I think this is gonna be closer to a 45-minute workout. But you know what, if you don't have a lot of time, just do this workout up until now, so you're 20 minutes into it, respectable workout, and then do the rest of the alphabet tomorrow. Just make sure you do a little warm-up. You know how to do that warm-up. So you can break it up, right? Yeah, carving out this amount of time, like I'm doing this today. It's Friday afternoon, and I had to carve the time out, I'll be honest with you, right? All right, so because this is a halfway point, I'm gonna pause this so we can all get some water. Take a little swiggy. All right, I'm gonna take my little fan over here, move it a little closer to me. There we go. All right. Can't really feel it anyways, but there it is, see? It's in the screen. Okay, all right, everybody good? So if you need to stop this, come back tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow. Otherwise, you're gonna stay here. We're gonna start with the overhead tricep extension. So we're gonna be here like this. You want your elbows pointed at the screen. Bring it up. If your back is cranky, it's a good time to sit down, okay? Because what happens is when you do that, you can see my back now. We want to do the pelvic tilt so it's nice and flat, but maybe that doesn't work. Some people hate doing overhead extension, especially anybody that's a little kyphotic. So if you wanted to switch and just do kickbacks right now, go ahead. Or just work in the back of the upper arm. If you are standing like I am, make sure that you have a little bend in those knees, right? It's gonna help that lower back. And keep those elbows pointed forward. Kind of keep your biceps right next to your ears. And we're pressing up and down. Next, we'll be getting down onto the floor, okay? I'm not gonna do a big pause here because we're trying to save time, right? But we're gonna be doing pec flies followed by plank. So we're gonna be down there for a little bit, and then actually we're gonna do the letter Q. We're gonna be on all fours, which is also known as quadruped, right? On all fours. Okay, so go ahead, grab your weights. I'll give you a couple seconds to get down. So remember, pec flies, hugging the beach ball. I don't want a big wing out. You want to protect the front of the shoulder. Okay. All right, so get down on your back. Again, if you want to pick those feet up, that's a great time to do that. We start up and we bend those elbows and pull apart. Great job. You should be looking at the ceiling, not at your screen, unless you have your screen on the ceiling, right? So as I mentioned, we're doing plank next. It's going to be a 40-second plank, which is pretty respectable. If you need to be on your knees, if you want to be on your forearms, you can do any of those features. I'm actually going to be on my dumbbells. I find that is very helpful for my wrists, using a dumbbell. So, but I'm pretty sure you all know how to do a plank, right? So you're going to get yourself into position. All right. And go ahead and bring it out. Okay, so once you get into your plank, you want to keep staring straight down. You don't need to look at the screen. And if you want to add a little front back action, that actually fires up the core a little bit more. You can do even side to side. You can do a little twist. Bring your feet apart a little bit more. Don't forget to breathe while you're here. And remember, we're going to drop down on all fours next. All right, good job. So just go ahead. We're going to be on all fours, so make sure your wrists are right below the shoulders. We're just going to put that footprint on the ceiling. All right. So quadruped leg press. For years, I called it quadruped, because that's what it looks like when you spell it out, right? D-R-U-P-E-D, right? So I thought it was quadruped. And I was taking a course, and they're all talking about quadruped, and I was like, what are you talking about? And I realized I was not pronouncing it right. Yep. Always learning, always learning. Okay. All right. Give it booty a little shaky, right? Here, I'll turn around. Not that you should be looking at me anyways, but make sure those wrists are in place and footprint up on the ceiling. So that ankle is flexed. And there you go. And I'm pretty sure next is rows, like as in lawnmower pulls, as in lat rows, lat pulls. I'll give you a couple seconds to get yourself up off the floor, although for my back people, and I taught this to you, that you would probably just stay in a half kneeling position. I'll give you a little demo here in a sec. So if you have like SI joint problems and you want to be kind of here, just by doing this here, you have less chance to sway back and forth. And actually, I'm going to stay here too because I don't have my steps over there. It's not really in the screen, and I want to keep good form, okay? So go ahead, and we're going to just start our lawnmowers. If you have multiple weights, you should have your heaviest one in your hand. That big triangle muscle in your back is a big one. Oh, you know what? Huh. Timer didn't start. Oh well. We'll have a couple extra seconds. Nothing wrong with that, right? Okay. Doing a good job. All right, so we're Q, R, next is S. I'm pretty sure S is squat and swing. You'd think I'd have this memorized because I just wrote it an hour ago, but you know. I had a lot of choices, so. And I was trying to get a good mix of upper body and lower body for you. So, all right. So for some of you, you like to do it here. Just make sure that you're really nice and solid. So, because I don't like flopping in the breeze. If you have good form, you're gonna make sure that you hit the right muscle group. So, because if you're up here, you're working shoulder. So you need to be leaning over and really we're zooming right along. Maybe you got a good song blaring on your radio right now, or your phone, or your whatever device you listen to music. Okay, I'm gonna move this out of my way so I don't step on it. All right, so squat and swing. All right, good. Feet are a little bit further than hip width apart. Remember, we don't need to bring it way up here. It's not a shoulder exercise, but we do want to make sure we're, boop, right, getting that nice contraction of those glutes in the back. Good job. All right. And if you have back issues, just make sure you're not doing that woo, you know. You need to use that core to prevent any kind of back bend. All right, tricep kickbacks are next. So again, we want to make sure we have that, everything kind of secured. So for this side, I'm going to do right here. Nice staggered stance is great. And I don't have to tell you, keep that elbow super glued to your waist. Right? Hate seeing this. Oh my gosh. Drives me crazy. Because I mean, if you really concentrate and contract, like go ahead and put your hand there. Right? You don't need to be swinging, right? Because swinging's just going to work shoulders. So you gotta be mindful as far as what body part are you working. So you want to get that nice definition in the back. Probably not going to get that definition with an 8-pound weight today, but again, you know, if you don't have a wide buffet of weights, you know, just more repetitions, just do longer time. All right, you know, we're kicking back. So how are we doing? I think we're around 30 minutes. My iPad that's filming this is across the room, and I cannot see that little red square that tells me the time. So, but I did look at the clock. It was somewhere between 20 past and 25 past when I started. Okay, so we are on the letter T. So next is U, which is going to be upright row. Good. All right. Go ahead and grab that other weight. Remember, elbows up. I have a couple people that call it the chicken because it looks like chicken wings. So make sure you're picking it up. If your shoulders are getting fatigued at this point, you can alternate right and left. Just make sure those elbows go up higher. So many times I see this, totally different exercise. So just keep it down. Or, you know, people go and do, I don't know. I said it's like you're pouring a pitcher of water, right? So, all right. Coming around the home stretch. Okay, next is a V arm squat. So you're gonna be here. If your shoulders are getting cranky, you can keep your hands here. But remember, pretty sure I've told most of you watching this video that when your arms are up like this, it negates kind of the posterior chain, so it's very quad heavy. I mean, obviously the back of the body has to kick in a little bit, but arms overhead takes mechanically some of that posterior stuff out. You may find that's a lot of stress on your knees. As I always say, play with the foot position. Maybe taking one and tweaking it will help. If it's really too much on that knee, so you can always put your hands down here, right? All right, listen to your body. All right, we got wood chops coming at you next. Grab that weight. So you can just hang out here. If your shoulders are spent, you can just do here. But if you really want to get a great workout, it's load to explode, right? It's all the way down, all the way up. So, depending on how you're feeling, you do you. And, you know, you watch this video one day, 2 weeks from now, you turn it on, your body may be in a whole totally different place. And you know what? You're doing this in your house by yourself. No competition. Say that in yoga all the time. Just appreciate your body for what it can do today, right? You don't have, it doesn't mean you don't have to be like angry at yourself, right? For a split second, but you're working it. You're doing the best you can. We all have days, we wake up, something's hurting. Whether it's your neck or a hamstring or a shoulder. And for some of you, it's every day, right? So, but moving is key. Just keep it moving. Moving and grooving. All right. Good job. All right. So X is next. We're going to do a little X balance. Won't that be fun? All right. So you're going to make like a big X here. And we're going to all tip to our right. Right. So there you go. And I'm not cheating, right? No, I'm right up against the wall. 40 seconds is a long time. I'm not sure my left foot's going to be able to keep it. Plus I'm at a bad angle. I'm too close to the wall. Maybe you can try to lift that leg up a little higher. Ooh. Maybe you want to add a little pulsey, because we didn't do lateral squats. We did do some lateral shuffles. All right, check it out. All right. So you ready? Here we go. Tip it. So next I have yoga move. So I was gonna do tree, but that's kind of like what we're doing right now, so we're gonna do something else. I know we're gonna do chair. Chair pose is good. If you don't like yoga, you can pick your favorite exercise and do something else. Maybe you just wanna jog in place, especially if you've cut this video in half and you're doing this on the next, the N through Z on another day. You might wanna get a little more cardio in. So maybe you just wanna jog for Y, because it's your favorite today. All right. There we go. All right. So we're going to do a little chair flow. So it's, you're going to just bring it out and down like that. And just go as low as your knees will allow. Nice big reach out. Come back home. If you want to keep your hands to heart center and just do it like that, if that feels better to you right at this moment, you can do that. All right. All we got left is Z. Yes. ZZ. And it's not sleeping. Ha ha ha. Nope. It's going to be our Zottman curl. Palm up, come back, and palm down. It's forearm heavy, meaning you're going to have a lot of stress in your forearms. So if you're picking your weights today, I would pick something a little bit lighter than what you would do your usual bicep curls on. All right, so you're going to bring it up, flip, take it down. Bring it up to the shoulder, flip, take it down. So it's kind of cute. We did A to Z. A was that Arnold press where we flipped the palm overhead. Doing kind of the same thing right now. One, Arnold named it. The other one, Zottman named it, right? So, here you go. All right. Do join me for a quick stretchy after this. So, in some of my classes, I have people that don't do the stretches. They leave before the stretch is done. So important. All right, grab some water if you need to. I'm gonna grab a little swiggy here. All right, and we're not gonna do super long. I wanna try to get you out of here quick. So that tricep stretch. And the other side. And take it across the chest. And the other side. Good job. And reach behind you, squeeze those shoulder blades together. Good job. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna step that right foot forward. Remember, we're trying to get that calf in the back, so nice bend here. Keep that heel down. You wanna open up your heart center and lift it up. That'd be awesome. And then take it down and hit that hamstring. Good. And then we're gonna go to the other side. Bring it up. And bring it down. Good. Next is our quad. Remember, if you need to use the wall, that's available. I'm assuming you're in a room with a wall, or maybe you're outside. Whoa. All right, we're gonna do this one because I like this one. Shoulder down the opposite knee. Shoulder down, shoulder down, shoulder down. Stand up, step across, side bend. Take it down, step across, side bend. Bring it down, chin down your chest, eyes up to the sky, down and up, right and left, right and left. Straight ahead, right shoulder comes back, left shoulder comes back, right shoulder comes front, left shoulder comes, both shoulders come back, and yippee! Thanks so much. Thanks for spending some time with me.